Hey guys, welcome back to the lake house. We are in week number 3, I believe it is, and the demo is done. The last time you watched, you probably remember there were cabinets right above where my head is. They're gone now, all the cabinets are gone, all the appliances are gone. And let me tell you, it was tricky trying to figure out how we're going to redo the kitchen. And I'm pretty excited about what we came up with. Just to give you a summary, we're going to put lower cabinets and they'll be white. We'll probably do a combination of some shelving and upper white cabinets. And then right where I'm standing, there's gonna be a peninsula style island, and that's gonna be a really cool blue color to kind of contrast with our white cabinetry. We wanna go for like a farmhouse industrial look. My parents were so excited about us getting the lake house that they donated a gas drop-in range, a Wolf brand gas range, or maybe they just want me to cook a lot for them. Anyway, we're getting a gas range and hopefully we can get gas lines hooked up. And then over here to my right, your left, we're gonna have double ovens and our refrigerator and dishwasher and all the other modern appliances that one would expect in a modern kitchen. So I'm pretty excited. This is probably the most challenging room for us to redesign because we basically have to start from scratch, but I'm excited about what the finished product will be. So what was the most challenging part with the demo? First of all, I'll say I was not expecting everything, all the details that were involved in demo. I hired a company and their specialty actually is complete demolition, meaning they tear complete buildings down. So the first thing that concerned me was I didn't want them to tear down the whole house. I just wanted them to get rid of the interior finishes, if you will. So fortunately, they were really thorough and they were very careful not to create or damage more than what they needed to get rid of the things that they did. So we got rid of the flooring, some of the trim, of course the cabinets and appliances, the carpet, and it added up. It was probably about 5 truckloads worth of stuff, dumpster style truckloads worth of stuff. And as you look in the rooms and you see everything start to clear out, it really inspires you and gives you a little bit more idea of what the finished product is going to look like, and it gives you more inspiration to move forward. Now, some complications that we had, of course, they hit some of the piping. And one thing I learned is that this house has what's called PEX plumbing. PEX is not the best plumbing. In fact, it's been recalled. Basically what happens is it erodes from the inside and you get a lot of leaks with it. So I spoke with the plumber and he's recommending to replumb the house. Of course, that's not in the budget, but overall it will be better for me to do that rather than to hope for the best. With that being said, my demo guys damaged some of it, and so now we are being stalled with the repairs for the pool, because in order to repair the pool and replace the lining, they have to have access to water to fill it, and I can't turn the water on or I will flood the house out. That created another issue. When I tried to get the plumbing fixed, they realized that the meter was busted in the front yard, and so therefore water has been leaking in the yard for probably about a month and a half, and I have used about 26,000 gallons of water according to the county water department. And so that's gonna be a pretty hefty bill, but fortunately, they're used to these sorts of incidents happening and they're gonna work with me on that. So all is not lost. We are in October. Things have slowed down on the inside of the house, but I've decided to make best use of time, and that's why I'm skipping steps a little bit and I've started getting landscaping started. So they're doing a phenomenal job. In fact, right behind me here, there were a bunch of scrub trees and I had all of those removed so we can get the perfect view of the lake, and we left the mature trees so that we can enjoy those as well. Also, they've already started edging. They've already brought the plants out. They've cleaned out the fountain area, and we're going to be planting some things in there. So I'm pretty excited to see a house with beautiful landscape that happens to be attached to an ugly house. But at any rate, we are making forward momentum. The pool, on the other hand, isn't really advancing so fast, and that's because, like I mentioned earlier, we have had a leak for quite a while, and it's just going to take a while to drain the water table down. Basically, the way it was explained to me, the pool guy doesn't want to install a new liner until he can get rid of the reverse gravity that the water table is creating pressure on the pool as it sits now. So he wants to drain it as much as possible. That way the new liner goes in and it fits perfectly. So hey guys, I'm standing in the what will be the future den. As you can see, I have a custom paint job, but we're gonna have to change it because it doesn't match the decor that we plan on using in the finish. But at any rate, let's talk about what I've experienced so far with vendor negotiations. It's been challenging to say the least. I had an expectation that I had a pretty decent budget with this house and I wouldn't have any issues finding the most talented vendors to do the work, and the opposite has happened. In fact, it's been very difficult to find vendors that can take on such a big job, but that are willing to do it for the budget that I have. In fact, most of the stuff that I've done so far, I'm over budget. And what do you do when you're over budget? One thing that I've done is I've looked at other places in my budget where I can cut back on things and maybe not do it now and do it later. Everything that I want to do doesn't have to be done before we can actually live in the house. So I'm just going to wait on a few things so I can get those most important things done. The good thing about it is all the vendors that I did decide to go with have been very professional, and they've done exactly what they said that they were going to do. However, I do recommend that if you're going to take on a task like this, that you get a contract and you make sure every single line item is covered. Everything is itemized. There's no assumptions. You don't want to make any assumptions that a vendor or contractor is going to do what you think they should do. So, for example, if you hire an electrician and you say you want them to install new light fixtures, who's paying for the light fixture? If the vendor's paying for it, what's the budget that you have? Do you get a say in choosing the light fixture? Are they going to remove the old light fixture? Does it include inspections? Does it include permits? Those are the things that can really get deep in your pockets when the contractor's thinking one thing and you're thinking another. So make sure you get those things covered. And that's actually slowed me down, because in the past, I've had good relationship with vendors, but it's been such a long time since I've been involved in a renovation that I don't have those relationships anymore. And so I second guess myself, but I ask a lot of questions and I require the contractor to revise their estimate before I will sign it and pay them a deposit. The second thing you want to do is make sure you do not pay them all the money up front, because if you do, you can find yourself in a really big mess. In fact, if they take all your money and they don't show up and do the work, or they don't do the work to your liking, now you're screwed. If you pay them a deposit, something reasonable to get them started on the job and to keep them motivated to continue working, it helps the job go quicker and smoother. The other thing I recommend when it comes to payment is that you pay timely and you pay regularly. It's okay to pay half a deposit up front and then maybe pay them a fraction at the end of each week or once they make progress. That'll inspire them to keep moving. The next recommendation that I would make is that you make sure that you have plenty of recommendations for any new vendors that you decide you want to use. You don't want to find yourself in a situation when you're in a commitment to work with a contractor that you're going to owe thousands of dollars and they're not doing the work to your expectation. So if you take those tips with you, it'll really help you go a long, long way.